Hello, hockey fans. Well, another two games in the books in round two, and I'm pretty giddy right now, despite the obvious. I'll tell you why later on, but first I have to mention this. Uh, the Hurricanes are screwed. They are. I mean, I had the Rangers winning this series, but I thought this would be a long series. I thought it'd be 7 games like their last meeting 2 years ago. This may not go five. This, I don't. I just can't believe what's happening. Their power play is a mess. Not only do they have no goals this power play goals this series, but their power play gave up a shorty to Chris Kreider, who's almost my age. Shesterkin is Shesterkin. He had like about close to 100 saves the last 2 games. I mean, it is a complete mess what's happening. And the Rangers, they haven't lost a game yet. They are 7-0 in this year's playoffs. This is only the second time they started the playoffs 7-0. The only other time was '94. We all know what happened there. And as for the Hurricanes, I kind of said this in my vocal stories, where I think I wrote about them clinching. I think I wrote about it when I think I mentioned on vocal last year when they were swept out of the conference final. Their window they entered this year with their window still open. However, it's not as wide as it was the year before. This is year 6 of this stretch they're in. They've made the playoffs 6 straight years. This is year 6. They've been to the Final Four twice. They're coming off a Final Four appearance last year. They didn't. They got swept, and last year was really their best chance because a lot of other real teams were out of the way. This year, it's kind of like win or else. They're in win or else mood, and it doesn't look like they're gonna win it this year. So it looks like after Saturday, as early as Saturday, that window is gonna come closer a few cracks. Something needs to be done. While the series is not officially over, it pretty much is. Carolina's not going to reverse sweep this. I can't see it happening. Oh boy, we almost did it again. Can you believe it? We almost did it again, and it was 4-0. Now Dallas was getting all the bounces and this, that, and the other. I remember when it was 3-0, I thought how will we want them again? And then Sagan scored the short, and I thought, oh boy, I think they've kind of learned from game one. They kind of took it personally. But then a funny thing happened in the third period. Yoel Kiviranta scored. Then a few minutes later, Brandon Duhaime scored. It was a 2-goal game with 12 minutes left. That's a lot of time. And then when we pulled the goalie, the Chushkin put it. What amazing? The X star, all the X Dallas stars did something because Kiviranta scored. Cogliano had an assist, and the Chushkin scored. And we had enough time to actually tie it. We actually went on the power play. We couldn't tie it. And then they put in the empty netter. Dallas escaped by the skin of their teeth. The skin of their teeth. Like I said, I am plenty happy about this. I've never been this happy over a loss, and here's why. This loss tells me that Dallas is in big trouble. Even in victory, they're in big trouble. You cannot keep putting your foot off the glass when it counts. I said glass. I said glass. I meant gas. I'm sorry. I'm still kind of like an overload here. But you cannot put your foot off the gas when it counts. You can't keep doing it. They did it again. They put their foot off the gas in game one and they lost. They put their foot off the gas tonight and almost blew it again. You cannot keep doing that when it counts because if you put your foot off the gas enough times, you may not be able to put it back on. And against a team like the Avalanche, that is highly dangerous. Highly. Just ask Winnipeg. And you would think Dallas would know that, considering they blew a few leads against the Avs this season, entering the playoffs. But they had to escape by the skin of their teeth. This was not a dominant win. It was going to be, but it ended up being a close skin of their teeth victory. That's not good. All that tells me is when the scene shifts to Denver for the next two, Dallas is going to be pretty rattled. I just have that big feeling. But this was it was a hell of a game. Again, even in defeat, it was depth scoring, and plus we scored 7 goals. We scored 7 goals on Ottinger, so it's really tied. It's really tied when it comes to the goalies. Georgie's giving up 7. Ottinger's giving up 7. But yeah, this is gonna be hella interesting when this series shifts to Denver, and that's what we saw tonight. And here's what's in store for us tomorrow. Tomorrow we got tomorrow we got the same series we saw yesterday. It's game 3 in the Atlantic between the Bruins and the Panthers. The scene shifts to Beantown, and that's going to be pretty wild, especially after what happened in game 2. But anyway, the series is even at 1-1 after Florida's blowout victory. And then after that, it's game 2 in the Pacific between the Oilers and the Canucks, the Canadian series. Canucks are up 1-0. The Oilers thought they would have the 1-0 advantage, and then they choked it away that 4-1 lead. Yeah, a lot of comebacks this year. It's crazy. So, so Edmonton will look to even it, while Vancouver was to take a commanding 2-0 lead to Edmonton on Sunday. And of course, Saturday is the first elimination game of the second round. Um, as game 4 of Rangers Hurricanes will see the Rangers attempt to complete the sweep and head off to the Eastern Conference Final. So that's my recap of tonight's games. Oh boy. If you like this video, click the like button. If you're on YouTube, click subscribe if you want more. If you're on TikTok, feel free to hit that follow button. And I'll be back tomorrow with a recap of tomorrow's wild action. So stay tuned.